Welcome back to the K-Pop studio on SBS Pop Asia, the only show that gives you the producer's eye view inside the world of K-Pop. It's your boy Peter from the K-Pop duo One Way, and we're just moments away from the interview with Amber of FX. Yep, she'll be joining us in the studio, so don't go anywhere because it's all going to happen here inside the K-Pop studio. Welcome back, you're chilling inside the K-Pop studio on SBS Pop Asia with your boy Peter from the K-Pop duo One Way. Right now we have a very special guest joining us this evening. Would you like to say hello?
Hey, what's up, SBS Pop Asia? Amber here from the girl group FX. What up, what up?
Yes, Amber finally decided to stop by the K-Pop studio.
No, actually, I begged to come out.
Okay, you could say that if you want. Yeah. So how you been? Since the last time we saw you here.
Been really busy. FX was just on tour.
Nice.
We did a couple shows in Korea and then in Japan, and we're planning to go to other places now. And then now, I just came out with a new song called Borders. And,
Yes.
it's been going crazy. It's been a while since I've seen you.
Yeah, it's been a while since we actually met up and talked since the last time. But yeah, funny enough, I randomly ran into you the other day at a friend's store. Yeah, and it was like, hey, can I come on the show? I was like, yeah, sure.
I have nothing to do anyways. Just come on the show.
Yeah, it's great also because you just recently released something new. And by the way, a lot of your fans and also I think it's a great song.
Oh, thank you.
Very personal.
It's gotta get the feels going. The feels.
Yeah, and fans are actually just getting used to it because they know you're very emotional. You're very emotionally driven when you talk from your heart.
Mm-hmm.
But through your music, it's a very deep subject you're talking about.
It's definitely something that I wrote it in like this long explanation post on like my SNS and everything. But it's just like through all the glitz and glamour, I just wanted to do something that was nothing trying to make concepts, nothing like I'm gonna try to do this and be like a I don't know, some person like riding on a unicorn looking all cool
Diva?
and stuff. Yeah, a diva, yes. But I just wanted to do something that just came from somewhere that was just pure, and I didn't want to hide anything.
And what was amazing is that because obviously I was like I asked your fans to write into us through our hashtag, and a lot of them were saying I could so relate to the song that you wrote, and
I love you guys.
Yes.
I love you, Peter.
Love you too, Amber. So today, we're going to talk about the new release of your song, obviously, but fans have written in wanting to anxiously ask you a few questions. So out of all the questions that we've received, and thank you so much to everyone who participated.
Yeah, thank you.
But we picked out ones randomly also because a lot of people ask the same questions.
Yeah.
So hopefully you guys understand that we couldn't ask the same questions, although it was maybe in different contexts. But so thank you for understanding, and we'll get into the questions. So one of the first questions that was asked was, what was it like working with your crew DPR?
Like DPR, to be honest, this DPR thing happened less than 2 years ago, and we just kind of just had an idea that we just wanted to make good content and make cool videos, cool music and everything. Now that it's becoming actually integrated into my official work, it's actually being it's just like a dream come true, because I remember the first time
Dream perfect.
Dream perfect regime. I like it. Good job.
On the ball.
Yeah, but I started really getting into video personally, passionately, I think less than a year ago, and my mentor, he just was grilling me yo, you gotta keep making videos, just do your thing, and he was constantly telling me to try new things and whatever. And then now I'm actually directing my own music video, and then also working with my best friends. It's seriously, it's like heaven, man.
Oh, so for Borders, you directed?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
So I actually did a lot of co-directing with my mentor, and this time I was like, can I try doing this one myself? And they're like, yeah, go ahead. And I'm just like, yay.
So how was it when you were directing? the storyboard and everything. You had a picture of.
It's very loud because I have to yell at people constantly.
Oh. Okay.
Hey, let's do this! Hey, oh, over there, camera team, do this!
Uh,
I'm just kidding, but no, it's actually really fun because I've always been the person in front of the camera. Obviously, during my cuts, I let my mentor DA most of it,
Okay.
and you know, he gets everything done, so I didn't worry
He knows
about
what
that.
you want.
Yeah, he knows exactly what I want. Just, you know, I was raised in his image. Wait, what? Sorry, but when I was directing the actors, and the actors are also like really good friends of ours too. It was really funny because like I actually suck at acting, but I was telling them how to act, and it was really ironic, but it's really it was just kind of like, man, was I like this when the directors were telling me how to act a certain way for this scene? And it was just kind of, it's weird, but it's fun.
I mean, it seemed very natural when you were doing your cuts in front of the camera when
Yeah.
I watched the video. And actually, that was one of the questions that fans were asking that I wanted to ask you later on, but I'll ask you now. And the question was, since you're doing a lot more things by yourself, and especially in front of the camera now, do you ever think about taking acting seriously?
I actually am scared to act because I can maybe do like those like facial expressions and whatever, but then right when I open my mouth, it just everything's dead.
You forget your lines?
I just sound either that or I sound really dumb. Or it sounds like it's like I'm like it just picture like I'm being really cool and then like the dramatic music comes on right when I open my mouth. I'm like cheeseburger. Yeah, so it's maybe in the future, hopefully.
Well, you never know, because like
Yeah.
I think artists make pretty good actors because, you know, when they're doing music videos, which especially if it's for a song which they wrote personally, I think yeah, it's quite natural, you know, like
Definitely.
when you did it as well. It seemed very natural.
Definitely. When I don't want to say, I don't want anybody to misinterpret this, but I think doing like my solos work is obviously a lot easier than like when I'm doing other FX things because it's just due to the fact that I wrote the music, I was in the recording, I did the lyrics, I did this with my best friends. And,
Yeah, you're just being you that time.
It's extremely like 100% me. Whether in FX, it's like it's definitely fun being in FX because you get to hear so many different sounds and try new concepts and all. But it's definitely different, like because like the song I didn't know exactly who wrote it. I've never met the writer before, you know. It's actually recently I've been starting to meet the writers and I'm like, oh my god, you wrote this song, you know. So after meeting them, I do like, oh, that's how you wrote the song. So like these things kind of it's definitely when I'm doing my stuff, I just know exactly what's going on. I know every in and out because it started with me.
Yeah.
So I guess that's why it's a little bit more natural. And if I'm awkward, I guess I'm just really an awkward person.
You're never awkward. Random sometimes, but
random.
never awkward.
Cheeseburger.
That's like a safety word.
Yeah.
Okay, cheeseburger. When you say cheeseburger, I'm gonna move to the next question.
Okay.
So what inspired the song Borders? Like, what message did you want to send out through the song? Because fans want to hear exactly what went through your mind when you were creating the song Borders.
So Borders was actually in the chorus. It says like my mom told me that I'd be crossing borders and that when I'm in these hard times to never be afraid, and it stemmed from I actually am not that close with my mom and the fact that I don't call her very often. I call her like maybe once every like couple months. I'm a bad daughter, bad Amber, but I should be doing that more. But I remember that this once I always call my mom when I'm like really depressed or like I'm going through something really bad and I just like
Amber, depressed?
oh yeah.
Nonsense.
It's blasphemy. But and my mom when I called her I remember it was like 5 a.m. in Korea and I called the States and I was like, Mom, and she's like, what's wrong, Amber? Because she knows.
Right.
So and by the way, like the main reason why I can't really talk with my mom a lot is because my Chinese isn't perfect, so it's actually really hard to communicate sometimes. So
her English isn't.
yeah, her English is not
perfect.
that good either. So I'm learning. My Chinese has gotten better. I'm gonna learn. But sorry, go back to subject. So and every time I would call my mom and in this like panic stage, she would always calm me down, and she would tell me to never lose faith, just keep going forward, and she would tell me like, Amber, you chose this route, and you need to, like, like being as cold as it seems, like you need to take responsibility for it. However, this route you're gonna take is something that you need to do for what you want to become. Right. And so, like, to keep fighting your way through what it is. So, and when she said, because she was talking about when she moved to the States herself from Taiwan, she was saying that she hated being in the States. She hated everything, like, basically the same kind of thing, like with I think
completely different. Yeah.
And I was like, man, Mom, I didn't know that you went through this too. And she's like, that it's just you already the thought of doing something new, it's definitely going to be hard. But my mom never lost hope, and she's happy, and it's like, Amber, you're gonna have your day too. I'm all like, okay, Mom. So I didn't understand it, but now that I'm slowly like growing up and quote unquote maturing, and hopefully I am, I just remember like, oh like my mom said it was gonna be okay as long as I fought through it and tried my best. So that's what I wanted to bring to people, because I think there's a lot of people in our friends that Peter, that and that I think we're all at the age right now where we're growing up, we're becoming an adult, trying to gain more independence, and it's hard, it's kind of scary because like, oh my gosh, my mom used to take care of my insurance and pay my bills, but now like we have to do that all by ourselves, and and it's scary, and now we have jobs and stuff, so we're not like little babies anymore. But
now we're slowly becoming the providers.
So like and it's really scary growing up, but to be honest, I think my mom put this into perspective, that like it's all about your perspective of how you look on life. It's like you can take the pain and the hardships as pain and hardships and whatever, but then it's like my mom was saying like, hey, take it as like it's a challenge. Like think of it positive, like okay, this rock is right in front of me. What am I going to take from getting over this rock? So instead of like, oh my gosh, I'm in this stage where I can't go anywhere, it's like, oh, where can I go from here? Like
doing the best you can out of all the situations.
So that's basically what it was,
and that's why a lot of people can relate to your story, because everyone has families that have, they're a part of a family who have moved from another place to where they are right now. So that's why they can relate to you, quite literally crossing borders.
And what was really funny was the word borders. It doesn't only mean like the actual like country like lines or whatever. It also means like the borders of where you think your job is, or what stage. It's like it's so I purposely didn't want to be all like I'm crossing country borders, or because it didn't only embody like me moving to a new country, but it's also the fact that like social problems,
in your song, like I remember watching the video. I can't like say the exact words, but like I remember like visually there were parts where this woman didn't feel perfect about her body, like so she was like questioning, looking at herself in the mirror and trying to feel like she was not fitting in.
That's definitely something that like I want to empower not only girls but guys as well. Like there's like I hate to kind of bring down the vibe, but like there's like gender inequality, like there's like racial stuff going on, and like no, the world is it's just kind of like so sad to a point, like man, but I think change can start from ourselves, and then hopefully that can become like a virus, and hopefully that
spread out.
that whole like atmosphere of like helping each other and supporting each other, I think maybe can it'll work. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
So as long as we try. So
it starts from me. From us.
The heart.
Well, we're gonna come back right after this. We want to get to a song. Actually, can you present your song? We're gonna play Borders right now. So
hey guys, check out my new song Borders.
Cause mom said I'll be crossing borders, never be afraid, even when you're cornered. Stand up straight, fight your way, fight your way, fight your way. people here staring and looking at me, shaking their heads, eyes stand strong on me. What's wrong with me? Can you tell me now? What's wrong with me? Can you tell me now? The anger, the cruelty, I deserve it. And I'd do anything to be what they call perfect. Then maybe I could find a place to call my own and belong. But if only I was strong, I'd be walking with my eyes down, eyes down, eyes down. I'll keep my eyes down, eyes down, eyes down. Mom said I'd cross the borders, never be afraid, even when you're cornered. Stand up straight, fight your way, fight your way, fight your way. Through the borders, through the borders, through the borders. Fight your way, fight your way. Through the borders, through the borders, through the borders. Fight your way, fight your way. Stand up, fall down, up again. Up against the pressure I'm in. Slowly but surely I begin. Jumping trains cause I know I can win. Oh, fear not cause I know I'm in his hands. Though I can't see, I know there's a plan. So dignified, but I know I can trust the feelings that I feel when the road's rough. I gotta be tough with my eyes down, eyes down, eyes down. Strong in my stance with my eyes down, eyes down, eyes down. Mom said I'd cross the borders, never be afraid, even when you're cornered. Stand up straight, fight your way, fight your way, fight your way. Through the borders, through the borders, through the borders. Fight your way, fight your way. Through the borders, through the borders, through the borders. Fight your way, fight your I can't pretend. So much more in my head. All is up ahead. There's so much more. Fight your way, fight your way. Fight your way, fight your
You are listening to the K-pop studio on SBS Pop Asia, with your boy Peter of One Way and
Amber from FX.
Yay!
Cheeseburger.
okay,
Cheeseburger.
that means the next question. So, going back to the questions that the fans have kindly sent us in. The concept behind Borders is a darker concept from the last project you did. Was it your idea to do something more darker and personal? Is this a turn in your music with this new type of concept?
I think I don't really like want to call it a concept. I don't know why. I just kind of like I'm scared of that word a little bit.
Yeah.
But I think it's just like I think now that I've been writing music for a while. I'm trying to find my color and find my voice.
Right.
I think this was the time to release something that was just extremely just honest, and I didn't want to fake anything, so it wasn't that like, oh, I need to be darker. So I think it's just like this time in my life is a little bit like that. And so I guess I just wanted to just put it out there. So and the song does stem from a very like dark time of my life. So I guess I just didn't want to I just wanted to keep that honesty within the song.
Funny you mentioned that, because like fans have been writing, and you've mentioned before that you've been waiting to release Borders for a long time.
Yeah.
Did it get to a point where it felt like it wasn't gonna happen?
I felt actually this song was supposed to be released about like a year ago, like
Right.
around when Shake That Brass was about to come out, but I think it was just like I don't think I was ready to share that, part, like, because when I write music, I'm not like, okay, I need to write about this and this. It's just like No importance, never be afraid. Like, it just comes out naturally. So, I guess even though I just write it just from my heart, I guess when I have to, when you release things too, it's like, you kind of have to, it's hard for, I guess, like, I didn't know why I wrote that song.
Yeah, sometimes like if you have to write something happy or something like there are times where as songwriters you have to reach down and grab something up from the past, like let me get in there, let me search. Okay, this will do. Open that up and
like, at that time I just didn't feel right to release it because I think I didn't know what it meant at the time as well. So yeah, I'm weird.
No, you are definitely not weird.
Cheeseburger.
Moving right along. Okay, since you've grown as an artist, would you say that your artistic vision, direction has changed in any way?
I think from when I started writing music till I think now, I think I've changed a lot, and maybe it's just like because I'm experiencing and like trying to write more genres, but overall I think in the past couple years I think I've just, I want to say I've changed. I kind of like opened up my mind a little bit more to what's out there. So and whether that be vocally or actually writing style or production wise. So
I mean, life experiences are the best things that can happen to a songwriter or anything, anybody who's in that creative department.
It's so funny, like there's that saying like, oh, you broke up with your girlfriend, time to write a song. You had this fight, time to write a song.
Yeah, if you're going through something, hey, write a song.
Yeah.
Right, and this is another question the fans wrote. Did you keep up with your studies even after your debut? And if so, what kind?
I did homeschooling when I came to Korea. So and I finished that early, but I just really been focusing on music and my career at the moment. But I still love to indulge in science videos on YouTube. Like, I love that stuff. Like science channels and like history channels. So right. I think it's the only way for me to kind of like quote unquote keep up with my studies.
No, actually, I do that as well.
Yeah.
Every now and then, you know how they have those shows, the top 10, those things. I was like, oh, this is interesting.
How water gets filtered through the system, like that kind of stuff.
How it all started.
Yeah.
Like
it's like, how is this like factory made or that kind of. I love those videos.
Yeah, those things. Yeah, it's very interesting.
Is that kind of studying?
Yeah,
right.
Home study. But is there something you actually want to study? If, for instance, if you had a chance to just, not like get away from music or anything, but like if you had a chance to like study something, is there something?
The obvious one is like music theory, because I really don't know music. Like I don't know I kind of know now like the keys and like chord progressions. Like I've learned that, but I actually want to study it more like in depth and actually concentrate on it. But because of work and a lot of my projects, I can't really focus on it. But that's like a given. So like I think other than that, I really want to study environmental science. Like that's something that I always wanted to study. So that's why I'm really interested in like how like irrigation systems work and how to clean up oil spills.
Are you into the whole fact of climate change?
Yeah,
you have to be aware of it. Yeah.
We gotta take care of the earth.
Yes.
Save the penguins.
Yes, sir. So, at the darkest part of your life, if there ever was one, what exactly was it that truly made you find a purpose for yourself?
I was always told that, you gotta look at like hardships as like a trainer and you're getting physical PT, like private, like, whatever hardship you're given, it's only gonna make you stronger. You just have to find the will to get over it, and find a solution. Because, the more like you work out, you're like obviously you're tearing your muscles, like literally, like when you're working out and like lifting weights. But once you get over that pain after like those couple of days of like you can't walk up the stairs,
right.
like you come a lot more stronger. So that's how I look at hardships now, and it's definitely it's definitely helped me a lot more. it's definitely at the time of that like that depression or that hard time, I'm obviously going crazy, but just thinking of it like, you know what? After I get through this, I'm gonna be like 10 times cooler, 10 times stronger, 10 times smarter. So I think just looking toward that, I guess that plus that I'm gonna get at the end.
At the end, yeah, it drives you.
It drives you like 10 times more. Like I'm gonna get through this.
Yeah. But obviously, like when you're in the middle of it, it's like.
And that's when friends and family come in.
Right, yeah. That's when you call your mom.
Yes, that's what I call my mom.
Yeah. So fans from around the world are speaking out, saying that they can relate to your song Borders. How does it feel like knowing you've shared a bit of yourself with the fans?
The crazy thing was like, I guess the people around me at the moment, when they listened to Borders, they didn't really relate to it, unless unless they're like my really closest friends. But the general like response that I got from people who are listening to it were like, you know, this is too dark. This is too like, oh man, like wow, it was like this. But you know, and that's the thing that kind of hit me like. When people are going through kind of depression and stuff, they kind of sort of tend to keep it inside because, you know, they're a little bit ashamed. Because I was like that. I was very ashamed of, man, why am I depressed? Man, I'm nothing, you know.
Depression is like, I like to say, it's like quicksand.
Yeah.
It's like you just keep sinking in. Yeah.
And you kind of lose yourself in that. And,
right.
Look, like, you know, when I kind of got over that, wrote this song, and then now it's released, and I'm getting this overwhelming response of, like, thank you. Like, I didn't really expect it to be like this, you know, like thank you so much. Like, oh, like I don't know, and maybe just that, even just like that one thank you that I like. I'm going through comments sometimes, and it's just like, wow, like I wasn't the only one, and I'm really happy that like some people are saying that like it's helped them like you know get a little stronger and all that, and it's like. It's like right now I don't even know how to respond to it because like I never thought like this type of response would come.
I mean, I talk about this on the K-pop studio a lot, saying, you know, music is something which everyone can enjoy and listen to and like have the same effect on them with if you're in a group, if a group listens to the music, they're like, you'll have that effect on them, but also at the same time it can be very personal.
Yeah.
You know. So
I just want to thank the fans again. Like it's you know, definitely like whoever's going through that depression right now or who's having those types of thoughts, like, you know, just know like I thought I was alone at that time, but now that, you know, I kind of shared what I was going through, and now I had this tremendous response, like I wanted those people to know too that, you know, I thought I was alone, but I'm actually not, so you're not alone either. Yeah.
Recognize. So something random is just that, you know.
I love random questions.
Yep. Cheeseburger. Yeah, so something random just to get off the serious topic and get away from all that music and emo questions.
Yes.
But do you like ketchup or mustard?
Ooh, on what though?
Okay, I know you need it on certain things. Like this is cheeseburger.
Like cheeseburger, you need both.
Hot dogs. You need...
Honestly, recently, I don't know. Like, you know, like when you're little, you want ketchup on everything, and like, I don't know if everybody else was like this, but I hated mustard growing up. But then, now I love mustard a lot more on hot dogs than ketchup.
Right.
So I don't know if that's me just being like weird or like my tongue is like changing its taste buds.
You have to try an Aussie sausage sizzle.
A sausage sizzle?
Sausage sizzle. So what Aussies do is like, you get a white piece of bread, and then you get the piece of sausage.
Yeah.
And you do not put it like right in the middle. You have to put the bread on an angle, and then yeah. And obviously the bread won't cover up the whole you know, hot dog. But yeah, the bread is pretty much like a napkin. you
should make one for me.
Most plain piece of bread, and then it's like Can
we have a sausage sizzle party?
Right. This is what I heard, that onions, you know, you like grilled onions?
I love onions.
We tend to burn the onions.
Ooh, I love burned onions.
Because it brings the people. So, yep.
Let's do that one time.
You know, I might get Rome to like, you know, to have like an Aussie sort of Aussie
Yo,
style.
he's losing his accent though. I'm actually kind of disappointed.
I tend to lose it too. I'm gonna actually, get my accent back when I, go back.
You're kind of, it gets stronger every time you come back from Australia, so I think you're on the right track, so don't worry.
Yeah.
I need to practice my Aussie accent. I'm going back and forth with the British and the
Try
Aussie.
this. Say g'day.
G'day.
Okay, you got it.
G'day.
Okay. Yep. And how you going?
Hey, going.
Yeah. How ya? How ya?
How ya?
Going.
Going.
How you going?
How going? I learned the word arvo a couple days ago.
Arvo.
Arvo.
No,
Oh,
don't
sorry.
roll it. Arvo.
Arvo.
Yeah, really let it let it out. Arvo.
Arvo.
Yeah, there you go.
One of my other mentors was like texting me. He's all like, "Yo, I'll meet you in Arvo." I'm like, "What is an Arvo?" So, but before I was like, I'm not gonna ask him. It's probably an Aussie like slang things. I went on the Urban Dictionary and I was like, "Oh, it means afternoon."
Yeah.
I thought it meant armadillo or something. I was like,
You know what's funny about the Australian language? It's like when someone asks you a question, we tend to tell them what we're not. So pretty much if you ask me a question, I'll give you an answer and you have to guess the rest.
okay,
So let's just say you ask me, how are you? I'll say, not bad.
not bad.
What you been up to? Oh, not much. How much was that? Oh, it wasn't cheap?
do you guys talk in questions?
Yeah, that's the thing.
'Cause sometimes Rome talks and then like I think he's gonna make a statement, but then it's like comma, right? Like everything with him, it has to end in the question.
Yeah.
Like, so like I think like there, I think so, right? Like, wait, what?
Is that
Stop
right?
asking me- No.
Mm, Are you telling me to agree with you or are you asking me the question? So yeah. Well,
Yeah.
anyways, we're
Yeah.
gonna come back
Mhm.
after this break. And is there a specific song that you're into right now, K-pop wise?
Recently, I gotta give a lot of love to my little sisters in Red Velvet. Their new song, "One of These Nights."
Ah.
I love that song. It's like, dude, their voices are beautiful. So
They get better and better
Yeah.
better every time they
Yeah.
come out with something new.
so let's listen to that song. Is
So?
that okay?
Yeah.
Yes. You're gonna be listening to Red Velvet's "One of These Nights."
그냥 꿈에서 깬 것뿐이야 또다시 까마득한 저 슬픈 별 하나 잘가 서투게 인사하고 뒤돌아서는 길은 참 멀기도 하다 같은 시간에 Just for a minute 같은 공간에 Stay for a minute 그 짧았던 순간 모든 게 너와 날 위해 멈춰있던 그 순간 왜 그게 기적인 걸 몰랐을까 오래된 스토리와 그날의 멈춘 날 사랑한 시간보다 더 오래 이별하는 중인 걸 날 알 수 너머에 아득히 먼 곳에 하얀 우리의 기억을 건너는 날 꿈속이라도 괜찮으니까 우리 다시 만나 우리 다시 난 서둘러 잊지 못해 달력을 넘겨도 난 늘 제자리니까 너의 눈빛은 Just for a minute 스치 손끝에 Stay for a minute 그 짧았던 순간 모든 게 너와 날 위해 멈춰있던 그 순간 난 그때 반짝이게 될 것 같아
This is the K-pop studio on SBS Pop Asia. You're in the studio with Peter of One Way and
Amber from FX. What's up? Again.
yeah. So going straight back to the questions, what's been inspiring you the most these days?
Oh man. I guess because a lot of my friends are a lot older than me. Just like listening to their stories, I think that's kind of, been really putting my life back into reality and a certain perspective. So
In the good old days.
the good old days in the 90s when scrunchies and everything was happening. But recently it's just like listening to other people's experience, because Borders was basically about a couple of my friends, along with my personal experiences as well. Like the storyline was about this one friend and this one friend. So definitely just listening to other people's experiences, I think, is just the biggest inspiration at the moment.
So you like listening to other people's past stories?
Yes.
Okay.
It's like I was
Preach on.
like especially when I talk to my grandpa and stuff, and it's like talking about like World War II and stuff. Like I was like, wow, like that's all I can say is wow.
Actually, you're right. The fact that grandparents really do have the most amazing stories. I mean, if you have time to sit with them and talk with them and ask them about, grandma, grandpa, what was it like back in the days when you had to go through these historic events that happened? Especially because we live in such a generation which everything just moves at lightning speed.
Yeah.
Everyone's aware of what's going on around the world.
One thing that I feel is the biggest difference between our generation and our parents' generation was, in our parents' generation, all they thought about was, how am I going to make my life good enough to a point where I can support my family? But now for us, it's like, okay, since I live pretty okay, how am I going to make money? Like that's like the general of what I'm saying.
But at the same time, these days, everyone's just so self-conscious that it's more about what you show, not being the one who falls behind with the culture. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, people forget that it's not a race. It's about getting there at your own pace.
Definitely with society, it's like, it's even for me too, like, and you too, like, right now, our job is in the entertainment field.
Yeah.
Like, maybe there wasn't an entertainment field back then, we do our job to give people entertainment, but then back then it was just like, okay, we have to we have to do this job to make a paycheck, and wait, that's the same thing. I don't know.
I mean, we have to do this to survive and get by, but I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are like that, but with our jobs, it's like we have to know what's going on, and also because music itself changes a lot, so we have to keep up to date with who's new and who's especially if you're producing music, you have to like keep an eye out for everything that's going on.
A lot more competition now.
Oh
right?
yeah.
Back then it was like, okay, sorry, I guess if I had to rephrase everything, it's like, back then it's like, how are we going to survive with this and like help each other out kind of in that way? But now it's like, who's gonna be out there competing with what I'm trying to do?
How am I gonna prepare myself with all these guys catching up?
So hopefully, in the end, we can still help out each other by doing our own thing. Hopefully, maybe.
Yeah, but like the biggest thing for an artist, I think, is that like as long as you have something to give, nobody can take that away from you.
Yeah, definitely.
Because that's your color. That's what you're bringing to the table. So, yeah, unless you're always constantly thinking about what's in the trend.
Yeah.
Unless you're a follower, you can always branch out and be an individual.
Yeah.
But also be aware of what's going on.
Yeah.
We just have to be. Yeah, that's the word. We have to be aware of what's going on.
Definitely.
Yeah. So, what future music genre do you want to experiment with? Next.
I've never really tried jazz yet.
Ooh.
So I don't know how I'm gonna do it, but it's always been a thought in my head. But I'm still developing my sound for certain other genres at the moment. But I think jazz is the only one, or something like Latin based, like those types of sounds. Like it's still very like I wouldn't know how to
understand that.
I don't understand it yet, but I appreciate it definitely. But it's just like it's so not like it's so like ooh, like what is this? Like how do I write a melody over this?
Right. I mean, like for jazz, for instance, I actually studied the subject back in school, and also jazz was the first musical genre that I actually encountered before I got into pop music. But even if you have the most basic knowledge of how jazz is structured, for instance, the 12-bar blues, then it's very interesting because jazz is one of the forms of music which you can be very free. Like improvisation came out of became very mainstream because of jazz music. So, like being in a certain chord structure and playing certain notes and just improvising, it's quite amazing when you watch musicians play jazz, because they just go off and off and they know exactly when to come back in. So
what was that movie again? Oh, with the jazz drummer. Oh man,
Whiplash.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, that I was like going crazy. I was like, oh my gosh, how do you play that?
But mind you, not all music teachers are that crazy. They don't slap their students. None of my teachers were like that. They were very chill.
Because my sister used to be in band when she was in middle school, so I would always watch her do jazz band and stuff. I'm like, how do you do that stuff? I don't get it. I love it when people are playing in the orchestra and the band, and they are playing and they suddenly just use the other hand to flip the page. I'm like, how do you do that? It's flip.
And they, at the same time, they're trying not to panic.
Yeah.
Because they're reading notes, right? And it's like, oh god, okay, it's coming up. There you go. that's how they do it.
Props to the quote unquote band geeks. I love you guys. You guys are the best.
So, this was a very interesting question. What advice do you have for people who feel like they don't fit in with the societal gender norms?
Yeah, that's hard because I guess I never really thought about what I would. Well, one thing is just number one, be yourself. That's the simplest thing to say, and to get into details and all that. I guess don't take other people's reactions too much to heart, because maybe just not to be mean, but they just don't know any better if they're gonna throw it out at you like that. I got a lot of for for 23 years, sorry, not 23 years, for ever since I've gotten short hair, the one question I've been always asked is, when are you gonna grow out your hair? I'm like, why does that matter to you? But it's they don't know any better.
I've seen the photo with you.
Yeah, you sent me I look fabulous. Don't hate. But I think society is changing, and definitely it's, I'm not gonna say it's always gonna be perfect, but if your personality or what you like to doesn't fit your certain gender or whatever, I guess that's someone else's loss if they want to hate on that, because they're dude, quote unquote, if makeup is for only girls, dude, there's some guys out there that have the perfect makeup. They're really good at it. A lot of makeup artists that I know are guys. They're really good at what they do. I'm just why would you that's just only a society, assumption that okay, maybe a girl would most likely do this kind of stuff. But I've never looked at I never thought basketball was only for guys, or I don't know, washing dish, those really old school things, washing dishes, cooking is for girls, that kind of. But look, Gordon Ramsay, he's a guy, dude, he's amazing at cooking, So I guess when you're gonna go into the mindset of whatever I like to do, it's not because it's based on my gender, but it's just based on my taste. And if someone wants to hate on that or whatever, if all that hate starts coming in, just be all dude, chill, just chill. Just I just like it. That's the only reason why you should be doing what you want to do. I like wearing pants because it's just comfortable. It's not the reason why I don't wear skirts is just because it's uncomfortable.
I wouldn't know because I've never worn a skirt, but yeah, they look uncomfortable.
I look sexy in one, but it's just I have to save my sexiness because it's gonna be too sexy for people. So Right. Cheeseburger. Double that cheeseburger.
You know what? I think I've seen on your Instagram, you in heels. And
people are always asking me when are you gonna wear heels? I'm like, dude, I've worn them before. You just obviously are not
Did you ever
cool
go to
enough.
prom?
No, I wasn't. I was here. I was here in Korea.
You probably had to wear a prom dress.
Actually, I think I would have just stayed home because I was always studying. Oops. But Ailey, for her, she got first place for something in her little what do you call those, like first place promises to her fans,
Oh, okay.
was that I would have to wear her outfit in her heels and dance her thing. That's on my Instagram. It's there, so you
Right,
guys are
that's
free to look at that.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, just a warning, it's a bit sexy, so just warning you, putting it out there.
Okay, guys, you've been warned. So, Amber, are there any plans to do anything outside of Korea?
Well,
Or basically, like, outside of Asia?
outside of Asia?
Because you speak English and a lot of English-speaking fans,
At the
aware of you.
moment, I haven't really thought that far ahead. I'm just trying to work on more music for fans. So, again, it's like what I always say, like, if you guys want me there, just put it out there, and I'll probably try to come.
Get like 100,000 people to sign a petition up saying, we want Amber in Sydney.
Call SM.
By herself.
Call SM at this stash this. I would love to meet my fans if they're like outside of Asia or wherever, because I know I don't get to go out outside of Asia that much. So FX, we're having our quote unquote, I guess, is it a world? I guess it would be a quote unquote world tour. I'm not sure.
If it's any country, any 3 countries outside of Korea, it's considered a world tour.
Okay, so world tour.
Yay,
So
big,
world tour.
big.
Hopefully going to a city near you soon. So yeah, come to the FX show. It's actually really fun. I love doing it.
Yeah, actually, a lot of K-pop artists who that don't get the opportunity to do individual concerts. They get invited to do individual shows outside of Korea. And, like, the reception that they get is just amazing, and they come back and like, oh, it's like really satisfying.
Yeah.
So so passionate about their work. So hopefully you get to visit Sydney.
I do want to go. I was actually supposed to go
Australia.
last year, but I didn't.
Oh,
Me.
okay. Well,
Another
guys, sign that petition.
Got that petition. Get me there.
Well, we are down to our final question of the
Yes.
evening, because man, we talk for days.
Yeah.
So, last question. Anything you'd like to say to your diehard fans? First of all, what do you call your fans? Like the llama pack?
Llama pack.
The herd?
Oh, I like that. I think if the FX fan club name is called Miu. Like me, you, me, you, Miu. So like to all the diehard Mews out there. Is that what I have to say?
Yeah.
Mews.
Sounds about right.
Diehard Mews. Thank you so much for the support. Whether you like just me or my group or anybody in K-pop, like, we'll always be working hard to be putting out good music and a good show for you guys. So stay tuned and come visit Korea if you want to see me that bad. I'll just be walking around this alley at this time at this day.
Well, thank you so much, Amber, for stopping by.
No, thank you,
Always
Pia.
a pleasure to
Thank
have
you,
you
Pia.
inside the K-pop studio.
Yes.
This is a question that I want to ask. Anything like out besides Borders?
Mhm.
Borders is just came out, but anything else like that you're planning to like?
Maybe soon. Wink, wink. Soon, wink, wink.
Okay. We'll talk about that after we switch the mics off. But yeah.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much once again.
Thank
Pop
you.
Asia loves you. All the Pop Asians love you.
Asians. Yes. Love you guys too.
And stop by whenever.
Yeah. For shows. For shows.
Thank you so much.
So see you guys later. Bye, Peter. Goodbye, people.
We'll be right back after this. This is Amber with Beautiful.
고개 숙인 채 하늘을 피해 숨지 어두운 마음속 밤은 한없지 날개를 펼 수 없어서 좁은 세상 같았던 세상 앞에 힘겨운 몸짓으로 언젠가 찾아올 널 노래해 날개를 펼친 꿈이 푸른 하늘에 하염없이 더 빛나게 차갑게 닫힌 내 맘이 다시 뛰도록 하늘 상처만 남고 아픔을 견뎌야 날 수가 있어 날개를 펼친 내 꿈이 푸른 하늘에 하염없이 더 빛나게 차갑게 다친 내 맘이 다시 뛰도록 하늘 높이 저 별을 따라서 그날 그런 말들이 내 맘을 깊게 베어 아프긴 하지만 이 악물고 참고 견뎌 I know I'm gonna heal and I'm always looking up 눈앞이 깜깜해도 빛을 찾을 거야 난 웃을 거야 계속 웃을 거야 I'm a fighter 절대 포기하지 않아 난 계속해서 나로 fly 또 나로 내 꿈은 어느 날에 내 모습을 되감어 I'ma just be me yeah only me I'ma just be me yeah yeah 두려움 없이 더 높이 날 수가 있어 어둠 속에 갇혀도 그 어떤 상처마저도 내겐 아름다워 I'm just happy I'm happy to be myself I'm happy to be myself yeah 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 yeah.
Well, that's all that we have time for today inside the K-pop studio. If you missed parts of the show or you would like to listen to the show again, then you can get the podcast at sbs.com.au/popasia or from the Pop Asia mobile app. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you to Amber for stopping by, and thanks to everyone who participated in sending in your questions for Amber. Enjoy the rest of the week, and I'll see you same time next week inside the K-pop studio on SBS Pop Asia. This is your boy Peter from One Way signing out. Annyeong, peace.